right. Hello, MA students. This video is about converting from pounds to kilograms, kilograms to pounds. This is something that you may have to do in the office. Each office um, has their own method of measuring weight. Some offices will do pounds, some offices will do kilograms. Most weight scales, though, will have the ability to switch, but you do need to know this. So I'm going to go over 4 examples of of conversion, and 2 of them will be pounds to kilograms, and the other 2 will be kilograms to pounds. No matter what, remember that your conversion factor for pounds to kilograms and kilograms to pounds is 2.2. Oh, let's change the color here. I don't want it to be that. Let's do black. Okay, sorry about that. But no matter what, it's 2.2. Remember that. So pounds to and from kilograms, remember the number 2.2. It just depends on which way you're going, whether you're going to divide or whether you're going to multiply. So let's start off with pounds. That's a typical household measurement, something that we've been measuring for years here in the United States. Kilograms is in the metric system, so that's a European measurement. So pounds, the number of pounds is a larger number than kilograms. So when you go from pounds to kilograms, you are going to go to a smaller number. And because you're going to go to a smaller number, you need to divide the pounds by 2.2. So the examples I have is we are going to start off with 198 pounds, and I want to convert it to kilograms. So because my pounds are bigger than kilograms, and like I said, I'm going to take this 2.2 and I'm going to divide 198 by 2.2. So you will set up your equation like this, 2.2 into 198. Now, obviously, if you guys have your phones out, you can do it on your phone, but this is how it's set up. And in the previous videos, I showed you that if you have a decimal point out here in these numbers, you have to remove it and move it over here to get rid of it. But remember, what you do on the outside, you have to do to the inside. So my decimal point here, I have to move it over 1 place and add a 0. So now my number changes from 2.2 into 198 to 22 into 1,980. And once you do that, you ask yourself, how many times does 22 go into 1? No, it can't go into 19. So you're going to say, how many times does 22 go into 198? And that is going to be 9 times. And then if you figure out 9 times 22, it should actually come up with 198. Right here, clear. So 9 times 2, 9 times 2. 9 times 2, so 22, 198. You subtract 0. I still have to do something with this 0. So you drop it down, but it's automatic 0 up there. So that's even, and 198 pounds is 90 kilograms. So that's what you do in order to do pounds to kilograms. I'm going to erase this, clear all drawings, yep. And then we're going to do the next example that I have, which again is going to be pounds to kilograms. Again, our Conversion factor is 2.2. We are going to start off with 140 pounds, and I'm going to convert to how many kilograms. So same concept, 2.2, you divide. So it's 2.2 into 140. Same concept, this can't be here. You got to get rid of it. So it's 22, decimal point here, add another place. And so now you get 22 into 1,400 or 1,400. So then you ask yourself, okay, how many times does 22 go into 140? And it should be 6. 6 multiplied by 22 is 132. You're going to subtract, and 140, you're going to get 8. You drop down your 0, 8. Now 22 goes into 80 how many times? Well, it can only go into 80 3 times. So 3 times 22 is 66. You're going to subtract 66, and you should get 14. Well, because I have a remainder down here, I have to go further. And so I'm going to add my decimal point here, and I'm going to add 2 zeros. And that's because when I have decimal places, and you'll read this in your book, you are going to, you have to round to the nearest tenths place, which is this place right here, but you need this farthest number in order to do that. And I'll show you. So 0, drop my 0 down. Now we're back to where we were before. I have 140, and I did this before where I had 140 here. So I know that 22 goes into 140 6 times. 6 times 22 is going to be 132 minus, and then I'm going to go with 8. I have to drop my 0 down again, 80. And again, I've got 80. So I know that goes in 3 times. And then that's 66. I'm coming up, what's going to happen is these 63 numbers, they're going to keep repeating themselves. It's going to be like this, 63. So I don't need any of these numbers. I only need this number to determine if I round this 6 up or if I keep it the same. And the 3 doesn't do anything with it. So because I have it, I'm good. And I've got 63.6 kilograms is 140 pounds. Now that's how to do it the long way. If you put it out on your phone, you'd be able to get 63.6. But again, I'm only looking for the tenths place. And if it's a 5 or above, if this number that was right here was a 5 or above, this would up to a 7. But because it was a 4 or below, it remains the same. So don't give me extra numbers here. I just want the tenths place here in rounding. And that's to do with most all of your calculations that you're going to do. Not always. Like when you're going to administer 0.25 milliliters of a thing, you're going to administer 0.25 milliliters. But in your weights, that's how you're going to do it. All right, so gonna get rid of that. And then the next two we're going to do are, we're going to start off with kilograms, and we're going to go to pounds. This one's a little bit easier. Again, your conversion factor is still 2.2. Ingrain that in your brain, 2.2. Whether you're going pounds to kilograms to pounds, it's still 2.2. But we're going to start off with 45 kilograms, and I need to convert it to pounds. But this time, because I'm going bigger, I'm going to times. So really simple, 45 times 2.2. If you do it on your calculator, you can do it on your calculator. But I'm going to show you how to do it here. 2 times 5 is 10, so I put a 0, a 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Now I have to do the same thing with this other two, but I'm going to start with putting my numbers here, not over here. 2 times 5 is 10. Put my other one up there. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 90. So see how they're lined up? This one lines up here, and when I did this, this lines up right there. I'm going to add these together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 0 is 9. 9 plus nothing. There we go. And then I have this decimal place. I have one decimal place in this entire equation. If I had decimal places up in the 45, I would have to count how many decimal places are there. There's only one decimal place. It's one decimal place. So that means I have to move my decimal place over 1. I'm not 990 pounds. I'm only 99 pounds if I'm 45 kilograms. So make sure that you pay attention, because anytime that you multiply by 2.2, you're always going to have at least one decimal point that you have to move over to the left in your final answer. So 45 kilograms is 99 pounds. All right, I'm going to do one more. And we are going to start off with, again, 2.2 is my conversion factor. I'm going to start off with 67 kilograms, and I want to convert to pounds. Same concept. You're going to take 67 times 2.2. Same concept. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Same thing, I'm going to get the same number, but I'm going to start here, line it up underneath where the 2 is at. This one lines up right here. This one lines up right there. Add together 4, 7, 4, 1, and I have my decimal point. So I have to take this decimal point, move it over 1. So I weigh 147.4, or my patient weighs 147.4 pounds if they're 67 kilograms. Keep practicing that. If you have questions on how to do pounds to kilograms, kilograms to pounds, let me know. You will see this on your test as well.